Welcome back to Beards on Gaming, everyone. How are you today, Mark?
I'm not too bad, David.
Very nice. Mark is out visiting Peter Cottontail. That's why he's not here right now.
You know, every single time we do one of these segments and you just don't tell me what joke you're going to make, so I have nothing prepared.
Well, stop leaving me, Mark, and you won't have to worry about that.
It's not even me leaving you. Yes, I am away, and I do have to report this over Discord, so if any issues come up, you know why. It's because we cut out for a second.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. But, at the same time, even when I'm there, you'd say, oh yeah, Mark just got back from Russia, and I have nothing.
Well, yeah, that's because I made the joke about you being in Russia when the last time you were gone.
I'm trying to think of another instance of you doing that to me.
Oh, the other time you were gone, I said you went to the moon. And since you never listened to that podcast that you weren't there for, you didn't know.
But even then, when I'm sitting right next to you, and I have been for weeks, you still do a thing.
Commando.
Commando.
Commandos.
I'm just gonna be. We should just start interjecting just commandos. Whenever someone is talking, the other person just occasionally interjects commandos, and the other person just has to keep going.
So we just Mark just did. I already did it. The Final Fantasy 15/14 crossover,
which was more for you than for me.
I enjoyed it. There was definitely more effort put into this than any patch recently.
Yeah, I can't really comment. I've been off the game for quite a bit, and I'm probably only going to get more into it as Shadowbringers gets closer.
Yeah, there was a lot of effort put into the cutscenes for the crossover, which the last patch had about 5 minutes of actual game time, 15 minutes of credits, and fuck you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This patch had the crossover, which had a lot of fucking detail in it. Even though it was pretty short, there still was a lot of detail in it. And it does fuck all for the story.
Then again, one can kind of chop this up as to the Final Fantasy XIV development team getting support from Square Enix at large, and maybe even the Final Fantasy XV dev team. Because, this is also advertising the other baby.
As much as I enjoyed this, I can't help but feel like it took away a lot of attention of the last patch.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's probably the reason why the last patch was fucking terrible, I'll say it. It was fucking terrible.
I mean, this was just, this was advertised way before the patch dropped.
Yeah, so they probably were working on it at the same time.
Yeah.
But anyways, this was fun, and it's a shame it's a limited time. I wish it was part of the actual game for forever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't like the limited time events because, it's something that people won't really be able to experience later on down the line.
Well, that's kind of the point, is that it's special for the people who are dedicated enough or are at least involved in the game at the right time to experience.
I get it, but they
it becomes kind of stories. If it becomes just a staple of the entire game and anyone can do it at any time, then it becomes way less special for the people who actually did it. At the same time, however, I kind of just didn't care about this one.
Well, think about the Monster Rancher one. That one's permanent. I could still go and do that one if I wanted.
Oh, the Monster Hunter one.
Monster Rancher. Monsters rule Monster Rancher. Anyway. Yeah, the Monster Hunter one. That one's permanent. You could just go do that at any time and try to go for the Rathalos armor.
Yeah.
Which the chest piece for that is pretty kick-ass, I gotta say.
Yes. Always good.
So, alright, so the big thing about this, besides hanging out with quote-unquote Noxus, is the rewards you get from it. From doing the quest itself, you get Noxus's clothing, which is very emo.
It's Noctis's clothing. It looks good on literally no one, not even Noctis.
For doing the fate that's with this event, you get pieces that you could trade in for music, which I enjoy. You don't.
Yeah, You said, well, yeah, that's a separate thing. That's just more my preference than anything. But yeah, you said you get pieces, but I went back to my inventory after we were all said and done, and I didn't see anything.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe I'll have to go double check. Maybe it was just you got lucky on that one fate.
I don't know. Like, I got 2 every time I did it, so I had every single music thing within. I think it was just 3 times playing it.
Well, maybe I missed something.
So you get the music from that, and then after you beat the event itself, you can go to the gold saucer and trade gold saucer points for the rest of the things, which, first of all, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Nothing limited time should ever be in the fucking gold saucer. Go fuck yourself, you worthless fucking piece of shit.
Gambling should not be a seasonal event.
So yeah, the biggest thing that's worthwhile to this is the car. And the car is 200,000 golden saucer points.
That's a lot, kiddies.
Yeah, it's a lot. And while I was able to knock it out in 24 hours, I did have 70,000 to start with.
Yeah, I don't.
And I know I hate saying things like this because anyone who plays this game for a living is going to say, "Oh, I can knock that out in a day." Yeah, I know you can. Go fuck yourself.
Okay, that's all he had to say.
The casual player doesn't. Yeah, I know. The casual player really doesn't. There's a good chance a casual player is not going to be able to get this car.
That's fair.
There's a good chance that
I would argue that they're not meant to.
That may be too. But I remember in the beginning, and I listened to this on our old podcast that what's his name? The lead designer of this game?
Yoshi P.
Yoshi P said that everyone should be able to get all the rewards from this fairly easily. And then you said, what's fairly easy for Yoshi P might not be fairly easy for everyone. Yoshi P could look at a 99 challenge thing and go, yeah, I don't see what the problem is.
I mean, yeah, at the same time, but it's like I feel like if you do make something like this, like the car, so much more accessible, then you're just going to wind up with a fleet of these exact same black cars just
I get that. And if this
everywhere you can go with them out.
If this was a permanent event or permanent reward,
but if it's permanently there, then eventually everyone's going to get it.
That's fine. You could crank it up to 200,000 and I wouldn't care. The problem becomes this is a limited time event that people are going to have to get an odd currency to get. That's my problem with it.
To be fair, it is a limited time event, but it is running until the end of May.
Oh, yeah.
So you have time.
So, that being said, I love the car. It's one of my favorite. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite mounts. It's the only 4-person mount in the game. It's just not worth 200,000 golden saucer points.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
It's worth it. It's worth it for your friend to get 200,000 golden saucer points.
Yeah, I know. Go fuck yourself.
Jeeves, don't talk to me that way, Jeeves.
I have noticed that our characters are very different when they sit in the seats. Like my character, when they're right behind the driver's seat, they grabbing the seat and looking forward while leaning forward. Your character just kind of leans back.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was neat.
It contributes to the overall how they do put in some effort to make the races visually and personally distinct. Have slight personality traits and body language and how some of their idle stances and emotes work that give them a bit of distinction from one another.
That being said, you know how Lullafels drive the cars?
Do they have to stand up?
They have to stand up on the seat.
That is perfect.
Right? It's great. Oh, there's a lot of detail put into this car. It's honestly
Yeah.
it is the reward you're going for this event.
I mean, it was in the trailer. It was like the money shot of the trailer.
Oh yeah. The other golden saucer rewards is Noxus's hair, which honestly, who gives a flying shit?
No.
It's 20,000 golden saucer points for Noxus's hair. Why?
Well, because I can't even fake a reason, David.
But it's only 10,000 for his triple triad card, which is pretty good.
If you play Triple Triad.
If you play triple triad, yeah, which I was because I was trying to earn points for the fucking car. I was playing gates, I was playing casino games, I was playing triple triad, basically anything to break up the fucking monotony.
Mm. Because unlike me, you don't leave this game when you get bored with doing the main stuff.
Oh, I did, and I came back for the fucking car, and oh my god. I might leave again just to keep my fucking sanity.
I'm probably not going to honestly start in on this game until like the beginning of May.
I started doing the Alphascape. I know this is a bit of old news, but fuck, I'm going to talk about it. It's our show.
Yeah.
It's really good so far. I just did the second boss fight, and I am about to face off against Omega.
Of course.
And the third one looks simple, but the fourth one, I watched a video on the fourth one, and holy shit, does that look like a go fuck yourself match.
Yeah, no. I mean, a bunch of, to be fair, like, Kefka looked like a big go fuck yourself fight.
Oh, no. Kefka's a bitch.
Yeah, sure, but that's what we think now that we got his mechanics down.
Oh, yeah, I just want to let you know that looking at the fourth Alpha fight video, I'm telling you right now, Kefka was a bitch.
Sure, but again, we thought that way about Kefka when we first watched his video. We thought his was going to be super complicated. It's not once you get it down. I mean, that's all this is. Like, as soon as you get the fight down, the only thing frustrating about any of these raid fights is your teammates.
I think that goes back to what I hate about raids to begin with. Like, there's way too many one-hit kill attacks. That's
fair.
It's all based on you either watch the video or you are doomed to fail. And you are
watch the video.
Yeah, and you're relying on every single person to be absolutely perfect.
I'm relying on the tank and the healers to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but even then, enough DPSs go down, the healer becomes useless, the healer goes down, the tank goes down, the party goes down.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I feel like usually if we have enough... What's the term I'm looking for? Basically the opposite of cascade failure. Like, there's enough competency in most people in the group that even if one person goes down, most parties that would deserve to beat the boss would be able to come back from one or two people going down. Tank, healer, or
I
DPS.
feel like a lot of raids, and I know this is probably a thing for all MMOs, but I feel like a lot of raids are too unforgiving.
But that's kind of the point. You're meant to kind of keep banging your head against it until everyone gets it.
Like, if it started off with the AoEs doing less damage and less debuffs, and then towards the end of the fight it becomes one-hit kills, that would be much better, so you're able to learn the mechanics even if you're just starting.
That's fair, but here's more the realistic. The longer time you spend in a raid, the more time you spend playing the MMO. The more time you spend paying for your monthly subscription, David.
Well, they already had that with the bullshit drops.
Yeah, but here's a little bit extra. But people also like that. People like people like having a big party, this big group of people that seem to all need to coordinate with one another. Kind of the challenge of having that all together is part of the appeal.
Yeah, I guess it's just not something that appeals to me. I like fights to be fair.
And the more broad and the more people that are in a party, the more chances you have to place the blame for bad on someone else.
Oh, yeah, that does sound like you, Mark.
Yeah. And I mean, if I'm in a party of 4 and there's only 3 people else I can blame for screwing up, and they're not the ones who are on the floor, it's me. So I'm going to have a hard time convincing them that they screwed up.
Have
But the
you
26 other people, I'm lucky if they even know I'm on the floor.
have you been a dragoon lately? Is that why you're saying all this?
No, definitely not.
Because that's the dragoon's job, to always drop first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's like the Worf of the party.
I don't know if it's like an easy class to start with thing that most noobs would be a dragoon, or if it's
It's easy. It's an easy class to start with, and it's one of the classes that has probably the best FF pedigree, and yeah.
You think they just usually fall first because they are typically played by noobs? Is that what you're saying?
They also have a bunch of moves that kind of lock them in place. All the jumps have a very weird instance of I can't move for like a good second after
They got their sweet jumps.
Yeah, they're because they move around quite a lot. Their tendency to be in AoEs around the enemy is oof.
Yeah. Also, they had their Easter event, which you didn't play at all, which I played.
What?
Their Easter event.
There was a Dragoon Easter event?
No, not with the fucking Dragoons, with the game itself.
Oh, you're just ignoring this conversation thread. Okay.
Oh no, I thought the conversation was over.
Cool. Moving on. Hey, people, if you ever wonder what it's like to be friends with Dave DeMarco, he just kind of stops talking about certain things.
Hey, sorry about that, everyone. The audio cut out for me.
Yep. So, this is a great setup and everything. We're gonna have to do this more often.
So, they dropped their Easter event.
So, yeah, and I think, did I even play that with you?
You refused to play it. You took one look at my jacket, said cute, not for me, and then signed off.
No, I said cute, not for me. Let's do 2 dungeons, and then I'm gonna sign off. And we did.
Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
Okay.
We did do those 2 dungeons, Dave. I remember it.
I do really love the Spriggan jacket that the Easter event has. I will say that.
It's very creative and cute. Not for me.
It's made from 100% Spriggan.
Oof, you don't want to know what the belt buckles are made of.
The ears on the hood especially when you're ninja, they fly back and forth, and I fucking love it.
so you can even more be your Naruto's.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great.
Yeah. So besides that, I didn't really have much to say about F14. I'm sure we're going to be, as soon as Shadowbringers drops, I'm sure a lot of podcasts we do around that time are going to be about Shadowbringers.
Oh, I still have plenty to say about the Easter event. The Easter event could go suck a fucking dick.
Oh, okay, so I'll be sitting back here. This is going to be Dave's podcast for a while.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm going to tell you what it is, and then you can tell me how fucking stupid it sounds, alright?
I mean, go for it.
Okay, so they give you a map that is faded and you can barely see it, and it has letters on it. And they tell you, okay, go talk to the fucking Spriggans in these areas. And you're like, okay, so you go talk to Spriggans, and they're like, I'm 1, I'm 2, I'm 3. So you're like, okay, neat. So I gotta look at the letters and then look at the Spriggans. So I look at the map, I look at the real map, I look back at the map they gave me, and I look at the real map, and I say, I can't fucking tell these two apart.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can't tell what the fucking landmarks are because the map is so shit that I don't know what's going on. Finally, I muscle it through to figure out I have to fucking talk to the Adventure Guild lady.
Uh-huh.
And then like, oh, you're going to do part 2. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm looking up the answer. So I go online and look at the answer. It's an old guy that you have to go to in Central Shroud that you talk to once.
Yeah.
One fucking time. And How the fuck?
Where is he? Central Shroud.
He's in Central Shroud. He's in a fucking cabin. His name is like Grilderbox or some shit like that.
Okay.
He's just this fucking old guy, like, and you're expecting to find the person in Gridania.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to. He's in the middle of the fucking Central Shroud.
Okay, yeah. This just does not seem worth it. I'm kind of glad I signed off on this.
You get the pants and the boots by finishing it, but honestly, neither one of them are that great. You get the jacket just by starting the event before you even do the first egg search.
So what you're saying is this quest is going to be among the most started and among the most never finished.
Well, no, it's going to be one of the most started and then played for about 20 minutes, brought up the online forums, looked up the answers, go, oh, that's fucking stupid, and then doing it that way.
Godspeed to those people who did it on their own.
Oh, God, yes. Because I wouldn't fucking do that. I would have gave up.
So, yeah, not recommended is what you're saying?
No, I would recommend it if you're doing it through the online forums and if you're just doing it for the glamour.
Fair enough.
Which, honestly, the jacket is ballin', so I would recommend doing it just for the glamour.
Made from Spriggan.
Oh, I fucking love the fireworks, too. I bought like 800 of them.
Of course you did.
Yeah, they're eggs that pop up all around you and then explode.
I actually replayed in its entirety Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines again.
Oh,
I may have mentioned that. I think I may have mentioned that one port on the show like one or two weeks ago.
You said you were redoing it. You actually beat it though.
Yeah, I actually went through a full playthrough as one of the clans. I'm probably not going to do any more. I just wanted to.
Well, come on, boy. What clan did you do? Was it
Tremere.
The mage?
Yeah, it was the fucking mages. Of course it is. I love the mages. And as soon as I heard that everyone else hates the mages, that made me so excited to play the mages.
See, the thing is, if there's not a samurai option, you're going for mage. I've noticed that about you.
Hey, they're vampires. It would be a ninja option.
No, it would be a samurai if they had a samurai.
No. What you're saying is either weeb or magic is Mark's defining choice?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. So there's no weebs, but there is magic.
Okay.
So I went with the magic.
I started it a little bit. I haven't gotten anywhere in it though.
That's fair. It definitely. I would honestly, if you're gonna play it, I wouldn't just download it on Steam and play it. I would, but I wouldn't just go ahead with it. I would download. There is a very specific patch.
Oh, I did. I got the.
You did?
Yeah, I got the patch for it.
Yeah, so
that's how I got it to fucking run.
Yeah, I'm not even just talking to you. I'm talking to anyone who would want to play it. There's two forms of this patch. There's the base patch that just does bug fixes and performance issues and just fixes a lot of stuff with the game and cleans it up a bit because it was released blatantly unfinished.
Yes.
And then on that same patch, however, there's a plus version that adds a bunch of different options to the game, changes up some dialogue choices, adds a couple. Like one of the main things is there's a discipline in the game called Domination that is available to two clans: the Ventru, who are the big aristocratic leader types, and the Tremere, who are the mages. But that gives you the abilities. But for whatever reason, the domination options in dialogue to have certain characters be forced to do something is only available to the Ventru, not the Tremere, even though they would have that same discipline and should be able to still do something like that in the base game. And so this plus patch says, why should they both be able to do it if they both have the discipline? So just give it to them.
Yeah.
Give it to the Tremere too. It just didn't make sense that they didn't. Outside of balance reasons, you want to have certain clans be more unique, but whatever. Plus, there's a couple different options you can pick. Particularly, there's one where you have to either send your ghoul away and therefore lose the opportunity for her to give you the best armor in the game.
I was actually going to ask you about that. Can you save her in the unofficial patch? Because I read something somewhere that
I have heard that you can, and it's literally just one dialogue option that you have to pick. That's literally just, hey, for a bit, stay inside. Just stay inside. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. And then you do the mission. And then you do the mission where she dies.
That's it.
And then you just come back, and it's like, okay, you're cool. I believe so. I think but on this playthrough, I think I either encountered my own glitch with that just wasn't taken care of, and I didn't have that dialogue option with her, or I missed the point where I could have told her that.
Yeah.
Because the only option I had was to either take the armor and seal her fate, or force her to leave and not get the armor. But besides that, I would either, if you're planning to play it at all, it ends up being quite a bit of a period piece.
I would just take the armor, honestly.
Yeah. Besides being a readily available blood bag, she doesn't do much besides give you the armor at the very end. So the game ends up being... I forget,
can you drain her?
I think it just gives you a humanity loss. like there's no reason to, besides that she's just a normal ass human otherwise. But I guess the game ends up being a pretty I think the term is unintentional period piece, both for like kind of the tone it's taking with the early aughts, some of the references it makes, and kind of pretty janky early first person RPG gameplay.
A bunch of people trying to be Matrix and Blade cool.
Pretty much, very much. And it's like, even the most glowing reviews of this game, the combat is not praised.
See, I wouldn't praise the combat. I wouldn't praise anyone's style. It's just, a lot of the style actually comes off as fucking retarded to me.
What do you mean when you say the style?
Like how everyone's dressed. Like every character you could possibly choose is a Matrix loving. Is what a person who's super into the Matrix thinks looks cool, but honestly doesn't.
I will fight you on that in terms of... Wait, okay, when you say everyone, you mean all the player characters or every character in the game?
The player characters, and a lot of the characters in the game.
I'll fight you on that. I actually like how the Chimera end up looking.
Is that the one that looks like they belong in a poetry meeting?
I mean, yes, but the main I can at least speak the male Tremere just ends up their end game armor just ends up being a red shirt under like a dark blue peacoat.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, no, that's it.
They look like they're about to start finger snapping at me at any second.
No, that's the Torador.
Okay, apparently I'm getting these mixed up.
The Tremere are the mages.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but no, so and it ends up being kind of a weird game to play with modern sensibilities, which is why I'm fascinated to see how everything is going to be changed for the sequel coming up.
Everyone looks like they're dressed like people would dress to blend into a normal society, so I'm already liking this game more.
Hey, well, there's one choice in the original game where they're specifically not trying to blend into society.
Oh, are you talking about the Nosferatu or the crazy people?
I'm talking about both.
Okay.
The Nosferatu just end up with BDSM gear. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like zipper mask and all.
Jesus Christ.
For both genders, by the by. But so yeah, but the thing that is the saving grace of this game is excellent, and I mean excellent dialogue and world building. It is super fascinating, and I am just every single quest I'm like waiting to get to the person who I can talk to for an hour.
Oh yeah, like you're not going to get games like this unless you look back into that time period.
Yeah, where back when RPGs were actually like, and I don't want to get to that point where I'm like, oh, back in my day, but back when RPGs were very, very much carried on their writing.
See, it's not even like a back in our day thing. There just isn't games like that out currently. There's one here and there, but ultimately the last series we had that was like that was things from BioWare.
Yeah.
And BioWare is basically shutting down.
Pretty much, and it's not even in like how do I describe this? Even BioWare had their own like issues and tropes that looking back, like I would say the dialogue in this game, if it has it's aged pretty dang well. And I would not say the same about a lot of BioWare games. And maybe that's because I'm kind of oversaturated on them, but I'm starting to recognize more and more tropes in their writing than I'm noticing here.
Oh yeah, but like I said, they're really some of the only of their kind, and honestly, I'll put up with a lot of shit and a lot of tropes just to have an RPG with characters that feel like fucking characters.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's going to be it for us.
Yeah, just cool stuff with Final Fantasy 14. Go play Masquerade if you really want to. That's pretty much my deal.
Yeah. All right, and we're waiting for fucking Shadowbringers Abandoned Brother. Oh, next week, end of Avengers.
What'd you say?
Avengers next week.
Oh yeah.
I'm super pumped.
Woo!
I'm hoping it's a lot better than Infinity War. I know a lot of people liked it, but honestly, I think it's the lowest Avenger movie.
Wow. Well, we'll talk more about that next week.
Well, next 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be we'll probably review it, but it's going to be a week after it's out.
So, hot takes.
All right. Peace, Mark.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Peace.